Welcome back, Pisces. I'm Brian with Erosoflove. Today we're going to do your mid-July 2021 Love Tarot reading. And as always, we start with what's happening in the sky. So we're going through a great conjunction between Venus and Mars. Those are the divine lovers. Venus is this planet of love, beauty, harmony, cooperation, negotiation. Mars is an action-oriented planet. And they're coming together in the sign of Leo. And for you, that is your sixth house. And the sixth house is a house of mundane affairs. It's everyday life, it's work, health, routine, sometimes pets too. But the way I see this is there's love to be found in your everyday life, and it's in your everyday practices. So if you're single and looking, it could be somewhere where you go every day, the grocery store, your gym, a restaurant that you visit, a walking path of sorts, something to that effect. Maybe there's something there. If you're partnered up, married, it's in your everyday practices where you guys share. So maybe it's cooking a dinner together, it's watching a movie on Friday night, it's having game night, something to that effect where you just have this great feeling of togetherness. And Venus and Mars can be very romantic. It's the soft touch, it's the gentle kiss, it's coming together. It can be very passionate as well, obviously, because those two in mythology is kind of like a forbidden love. So there's a little bit of steaminess to it too. But they only come together once every 2 years. So you got to take advantage of this energy. And it's something in your everyday life. It's your regular life that you can find this type of love. We have some other interesting things happening in the sky as well. We're in Cancer season right now. That's where the sun is sitting. And for you, Pisces, this is awesome because this is in your fifth house of romance, children, karmic rewards, fun and games, leisure and entertainment. So it's that lighthearted energy of, just getting out there, expressing your love, and being near your loved ones. So it's great if you're looking to have children, if you're looking to make additions to that family, if you're just looking for that playfulness and love. Now is a great time to get out there online, or just get out there generally. And get near water too. So we are in water season. So anything near a lake, pool, the coast, there's some great things to be had near water. So that's just a little advice for me. The sun is going to be making a trine. Those are blessings over to your modern ruler, Neptune, which is sitting in your sign right now. And this points to elements of spirituality, intuitiveness, compassion, and empathy. Pisces, you are a very intuitive sign. Your intuition is going to be kicked up to about 12 over the course of this entire week. The sun is applying its trine over to Neptune, which means it's coming up to the trine of Neptune right now. And especially in your home sign, you're just going to be feeling all those great feels. So it's a really great time for you, and it's in that house of romance. So, have a really nice dinner, go out for a date, get near water. Those are all great places to find love. And then again, it's also in the everyday life. So it's like it's making dinner with your loved one or your love interest. It's having a game night or watching a movie and like coming together and nesting, because Cancer loves to nest and be at home or near water. So those are all places that you could potentially find a very romantic spark overall. Watch out for escapism. Neptune sometimes creates this element of escapism. So you want to be grounded in reality. And don't get too lost in the fuzzies, because sometimes that can lead us a little bit astray. But it's great overall for romantic, compassionate endeavors of all types. The other thing that I want to mention is that the sun is going to be making an opposition over to alchemical Pluto on July 17th, and that's on Saturday. And Pluto right now is sitting over in Capricorn, and Capricorn is your 11th house. The 11th house has to do with financial gains. It has to do with your hopes, wishes, dreams, long-term goals, sometimes technology. It also has to do with friends, the collective, and collective endeavors. So, when I see this, something with romance and friends, there could be a friends with benefits situation happening for you that comes to light, or perhaps a friend comes out of the woodwork that says they have romantic feelings for you, because Pluto is the god of the underworld. It's things unseen. And secrets come out during this time. It's literally the sun shining a light on things unseen. And it just happens to be in that 11th house. So something that could come up with friends overall, like I said, coming out of the woodwork perhaps. But it also has to do with the death and rebirth process and potential breakthroughs and healing of some sort too. Pluto also has to do with fears and anxiety and obsession and power. So the combination of these things could potentially come up. And when there's oppositions, it's always external forces of some type coming in. So it's other people. So the Pluto energy can be a little shaky sometimes. It can really throw people off every once in a while. But in this case, I tend to think that there's going to be some breakthroughs with this, and it's going to point you to where you're giving up your power and where you're keeping it, where it is you're going in your long-term goals, things that might not be energetically aligned with you and things that are. So keep in mind that those are the energies that are playing out for you right now. But that Sun, Neptune, great for passion, compassionate energy, very empathetic, very romantic, very dreamy and spiritual. So pay attention to your dreams during this time. You could be getting some amazing spiritual insights over the course of this week. So we're going to do your love reading for today. I'm going to do a modified Celtic cross for you, Pisces. As always, if you like these videos and you would like to see more of them, please click the like button and subscribe. It helps the channel and it's very much appreciated from me. If you're looking for a personal reading, my email is in the description box below. Send me an email and we can set up a time to chat. If this reading is resonating with you and you feel compelled to make a donation, I've left my PayPal link in the description box as well. There's no need to make a donation, but if you do, it's also very much appreciated. I'm also accepting, prayers, blessings, and positive vibes too, if you just want to continue to view these videos. So no need to make any donation of money if you don't feel like it. So this is going to be for Pisces, Sun, Rising, Moon, and Venus. Check out the other signs, especially your Venus and your Moon. If it's not Pisces, sometimes those messages will resonate more with you depending on what's happening in your natal chart. The other thing I should mention is that Jupiter, your ancient ruling planet, is also sitting in Pisces right now. It's at the 1st degree. So again, there is this element of optimism and growth and expansion. It has a lot to do with faith and your beliefs. So all of these things are really going to come up for you. And Neptune is your modern ruling planet. So, the Sun is making some really great aspects, whole sign aspects over to you. In that 5th house of romance, fun, leisure, children too. So get out there. All right, Pisces, let's see what's happening for you. These are our general readings, so like I said, messages won't resonate with all of you, but we'll see what's going on for you. Okay, I feel pretty good about that. Let's give the angels one more shuffle. All right, here we go, Pisces. This is for Pisces. So I'm going to lay out all the cards first this time, and then I will start doing the reading. I'm going to do this just a little bit differently this time. All right, so first card out, 2 of Pentacles. Tower, don't freak out. 7 of Swords. King of Cups. 4 Wands. And the Hierophant. So overall, you have, you're juggling. You're juggling about what to do next. And this has a lot to do with your commitment and beliefs, like we just talked about. There's going to be a lot here that you're going to want to reassess. So the first card out is the general energy. And it's the 2 of Pentacles. So you're doing a little bit of a balancing act right now. You could be deciding what moves to make next. So if you're single, you might be deciding between people right now. If you're married and partnered up, you might just be doing the typical juggling act between everyday life and work, balancing your partner's needs, balancing your needs. There could be an element of finance here too that could be affecting your relationship, because we do have pentacles here. But overall, there are some karmic decisions that need to be made, and you need to do some review here that could have been a situation that could have come up here that kind of rattled you. And we went through a series of T-squares in the sky, which always points to some type of tension or even confrontation, generally speaking. And the tower isn't always a bad thing. The tower is pointing us to where we haven't built something on a steady foundation, and it's pointing your direction towards something that just needs some review. So it could have come in fast. It could have been some news of some type. It could have been a decision of some type that came in fast and just kind of shook you. And it's literally, lightning striking and the lovers falling out of the tower. So there could have been some decisions made here that kind of just threw you off overall. And this card is in the position of your immediate influence. So, if you're just feeling really shook right now, just know that there is some healing energy that's going to be coming through very shortly this week. Now, let's take a look at what's coming up here. I think you need to be very careful of any self-disillusionment, Pisces. And we talked about how the Sun-Neptune trine can point to some escapism and some disillusionment. And the Seven of Swords is sometimes a card of self-deception. So if there's something that's happening and you've been ignoring the red flags, or you've been sweeping things under the rug and you haven't been addressing them with a partner or a loved one, now is not the time to ignore that. You need to be real with yourself. You need to have compassion for yourself too, because none of us are perfect. We all make mistakes. But at this time, you got to be real. Don't kid yourself about the situation for what it is, because like I said, there were some karmic decisions made here that need your review. So don't put the wool over your eyes. Don't put the blinders on or the rose-colored glasses. It's time to take a hard look at something that really needs your review. Now, what's coming up here in the distant past is this King of Cups. So this could be you. Cups energy is Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. And I think what it's saying here is that you need to make an emotionally intelligent decision here. You need to own your emotions, because you are a very emotional sign. You swim the depths of emotion, just like Cancer and Scorpio. But I think here it's saying there's something here that needs to be reviewed to come to an emotionally intelligent decision. And it's going to take some strength from you. On the other side, this is for some of you. There could have been some emotional manipulation. That's not for all of you, but whenever the Seven of Swords pops into here, especially with the King of Cups, just be careful of emotionally manipulative people here, especially anything from the past. So be aware of that, or perhaps there was an emotionally manipulative decision made that kind of shook you in a way, and it's hitting you. It's hitting you in commitment, because we have the Four of Wands and the Hierophant, and these are two commitment type cards. So this is pointing to marriage of some type. This is pointing to a commitment of some type. So maybe someone wasn't being totally honest with you in a relationship. News came out, and it kind of rattled you. Perhaps there were clues along the way and you decided to ignore them because you were kind of taken away through this very dreamy, passionate person. So it's hitting this relationship house. This is a card of celebration too. So it's in the recent past, but I think this is more or less, this is calling into question your commitment, and where it is you're going with that commitment. Now, the way to get through this is going to be the Hierophant. And the Hierophant is one of commitment as well. But this is also about personal beliefs and ideals. And I think what this is all saying here, if there was a tower moment recently, is that you need to make sure that you guys are on the same page with what it is you want in a relationship, your ideals in a relationship, how it is you value yourself within the relationship. So if there's boundaries being tested here, you need to have a conversation about them. What is acceptable and what's not? What what it is you want, and do your values align? This has a lot to do with value and how you value yourself, Pisces. I don't necessarily think that this is the end. I think it's just you having a little bit of a reality check and having to come back down to earth here. And it could be something to do with romance. There could have been, I don't see anything necessarily related to a third party here, but it could just be something between you and a loved one that you really need to get on the same page about. And it could have something to do with everyday life and how you guys live together or how you operate together, because that's where Venus and Mars are sitting. It's those mundane affairs. It's those everyday things that, every day isn't an exciting day, right? So there's something there that needs to be checked in your routine, perhaps, in your health routine, with work, how it is you to operate on a daily. Something here needs to be reviewed. And be sure your values align. That is the biggest thing with this one, is making sure your values align. Because I don't necessarily think there's a breakup here. I think it's just there was some type of tower moment that really irritated you. And there's a little bit of deceit here, perhaps some self-deceit here. And it has to deal with karmic decisions. And it's requiring a little bit of emotional maturity. And that's what this king is all about, is having that emotional maturity to have that conversation and to make sure that you are aligned together so that you can have that higher form of commitment. Let's pull a card from the angels for your advice. Yeah, getting to know each other. As you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. So again, I think this really plays in nicely, actually, with what it is we're talking about. So it has to deal with your ideals and your beliefs, making sure you're on that same page. Pluto brings up things that are lurking underneath the surface. That's that Sun-Pluto opposition. So you have to reveal your innermost self if you want to be loved. You can't hide behind a mask, right? You have to show who it is you really are, and speak your truth and speak what it is you want, so you can energetically align with that other person. So you have to reveal something here that it's just going to be. It's going to require some self-assessment. It's going to require some emotional maturity, and so you're not kidding yourself about it. Don't hide behind the mask. Let the other person see you for who you are, and I think you'll be pleasantly surprised about where this could go. So get to know each other, reveal what's going on underneath the surface, and I think that's really what this reading is all about, because I think something is lurking underneath the surface right now that's ready to bubble up, and you don't want there to be an explosive moment, right? You'd rather have it be a calming, soothing conversation, an adult conversation, so to speak, so there's no jeopardy to your commitment and your relationships. It's not a bad reading. I think it's just you guys need to have a heart-to-heart and a good conversation. I hope you enjoyed this reading. Let me know if this resonates with you. I'll be back next week, Pisces, and have a great week. Talk to you next time.